The Bureau of Missing Shadows. There was a city where the street lamps hummed instead of shining, where clocks ticked backwards on Thursdays, and where every citizen was required to report to the Bureau of Missing Shadows once a month. Nobody knew exactly what the Bureau did, but it was rumored that inside its basement lived a giant archive of lost reflections, voices that had been misplaced, and socks that mysteriously disappeared from washing machines. Harold Green, a clerk with the personality of a wet sponge, was late for his appointment. He carried his shadow in a briefcase, as was the law. Shadows, you see, were detachable in this city. Each person had to take care of their own, polish it weekly, and make sure it didn't wander off. Some shadows escaped, and those were hunted by the Bureau. As Harold entered the building, a man with no face greeted him at the door. Literally no face. Just smooth skin, like someone had forgotten to finish drawing him. "Name?" the faceless man asked. "Harold Green." The faceless man scribbled something into a notebook. Harold noticed that instead of ink, the pen dripped black smoke. Inside the bureau was endless corridors, all painted beige, all humming faintly, like refrigerators. The walls were lined with filing cabinets, each labeled with strange things, people who dreamed of teeth last night, apologies never spoken, voices stolen by telemarketers. Harold found his waiting room. Several other citizens sat there, each clutching their shadows nervously. One man's shadow was sobbing uncontrollably. A woman's shadow was trying to strangle her. A child's shadow was missing entirely. Only a chalk outline on the floor remained. The intercom crackled. Case number 7402. Harold Green. Harold stepped inside the office. Behind the desk sat a creature wearing a human suit 2 sizes too small. Its eyes were clocks, its smile was painted on, and its hands were staplers. "Mr. Green," the creature said in a cheerful tone, "we've received reports that your shadow has been misbehaving." Harold's shadow, sitting obediently beside him, hissed. It grew taller, darker, sharper. The office lights flickered. "That's nonsense," Harold protested. "I feed it, I walk it, I even let it watch television." "Television is dangerous," the creature said. "Shadows aren't meant to learn things." Suddenly the shadow leapt. It slammed Harold against the wall and whispered in his ear, "I'm tired of being beneath you." The room went silent. Even the ticking eyes of the creature froze. The shadow dragged Harold toward the ceiling, pinning him upside down. Papers flew everywhere, screaming as they caught fire. The creature clapped politely. "Oh, splendid. Another rebellion. This quarter's numbers are excellent." The walls split open, revealing hundreds of other shadows, escaping their owners, crawling across the ceiling like spiders, merging into a vast ocean of blackness. People screamed as their own silhouettes tore free and devoured them whole. The Bureau's employees calmly wrote notes, filing the apocalypse into neat folders. Harold, dangling upside down, begged his shadow, "Why? I gave you everything." The shadow laughed. It was not his laugh. It was the laughter of every wrong decision Harold had ever made. "You gave me crumbs. I want the feast." Then the lights went out. When they flickered back on, Harold was sitting at the desk, papers before him, a suit 2 sizes too small hugging his body, his hands now staplers, his eyes ticking clocks. Across from him sat Harold, another Harold, terrified, carrying a briefcase with a trembling shadow inside. The new Harold cried out, "What's happening?" The old herald, or whatever he had become, smiled with his painted grin. "Welcome to the Bureau of Missing Shadows. Case number 7403. And outside in the endless beige corridors, thousands more doors opened at once. Screams, shadows, laughter, and the eternal hum of a world where bureaucracy was hungrier than death.